Hello.
Well, hi, Nuno. It's been a really positive start, 2 wins in a row now. How keen are you to keep that momentum going? A different competition with the FA Cup, but I'm sure you want to keep the momentum going.
We all want. We all want. That's what we are working for, to try and do a good game tomorrow in a special competition that we all love. The history of Forest in the with silverware, the FA Cup. So it's been a while. So we're gonna do all that we can to go back to those happy days.
And what have you seen over the last 2 or 3 games since you've been here to give you positivity? What have been the key factors, do you think, behind that upturn in performances and results?
The commitment of the players, the commitment, the way they work very hard. It's not too much time, but we're trying slowly to progress and put ideas, but credit for them because they have been working very hard. All the 3 games that we played, we were organized. The effort of the boys was amazing. So that's the big positive that we have with us, this commitment that we want to improve.
You'll have decisions to make in terms of what team you put out on Sunday, but 6 players have now departed for the Africa Cup of Nations. How big a blow for you is that to lose so many players, and how will you cope without them?
We knew that this was going to happen, so we try to prepare and try to anticipate. Now it's up to us to find solutions. At the same time, it's a good chance for the players to show and have their chance and prove themselves. And we have to cope with that. It's not going to be. It's going to be a while, depending on how far the national teams go. But we have to be ready for that, and we will find solutions for the team. Always finding a strong 11 and be able to compete well. This is our main goal.
And it does give you an opportunity, I guess, on Sunday to maybe give some players who haven't had so much game time an opportunity on the pitch. Do you expect that we'll see that?
It's been since day one we arrived. I think I mentioned that it's a new chance, a new opportunity for everybody. We still have to decide the team. Still have a training session tomorrow, so we'll decide. But for sure, due to the absence, due to unfortunately some issues or injuries that we have, it's going to be a chance for someone.
I know you talked about maybe looking to trim the squad in January, such a big squad. Have you made final decisions over every player that will be allowed to leave if the opportunity arises, or can some of them still play their way into your thinking?
There's no final decisions. There's a lot of work that we've been doing since we arrived. It's true that we want to reduce the number of players in the squad, but at the same time, what we want is to improve the quality of the squad. So any player that comes has to improve, has to give us something different that we don't have. So that's our job. And there are no final decisions in football because we have to be ready. Anything can happen. So what the work we've been doing is try to find what is available, and at the same. But the idea is always the same. Importance are those that are here. We are the ones that have to move forward and improve and compete. If someone comes, it's to help and improve the quality. And it's not easy to improve the quality, you know what I mean? It has to be the real one.
2 players who've been linked with moves away today, Scott McKenna, Emmanuel Dennis. Are their futures sorted? Do you know, will they be leaving the club this
They
January?
are inside of all these things that I mentioned to you, all these things. Now is not the moment to make any final decision because we have to be ready for anything that can happen.
Another thing that's being talked about in regards to what you may or may not do in January is the issue of FFP and how concerning that may be for the club. There are reports about that. There was stories about the transfer of John Joe Shelby as well. How much do you concern yourself with that outside noise and maybe the off-the-pitch issues, and is it something you're talking to the ownership about?
That's exactly what your words said. Outside noise, things that I cannot control, things that I'm not even focused on. My focus is clear: the players, improvement of the players, try to have a good team, a strong team, a competitive team. So this is my focus. That's the only thing that I'm worried about. The outside is for the people's outside.
And another chance this weekend to have a fantastic atmosphere at the City Ground, and we talked about continuing the momentum, but how pleased have you been with how the fans have really sort of taken to you now and the brand of football you're giving them?
We cannot thank them enough, and Sunday again I'm honestly surprised. It's going to be a full house at the City Ground, so that shows the respect and the admiration that we have for the FA Cup, what it means for Forest, this competition. So I again hope a strong support from them, and hopefully we can deliver.
Thanks, Nuno.
Thank you, Chrissy. Thank you.
Natalie.
Thank you. Nuno, I'm Natalie from BBC East Midlands.
Hello.
Lovely to meet you. Just wondered about your welcome around Nottingham and what it's been like since you got. Have you had time to go into the city or meet fans, or what's your welcome been like?
I didn't have too much time, honestly. It's been a lot of work in the training ground, not only training sessions, all the things that. So I don't have too much time. I've been a couple of times out, and every time I've been very, very well treated. Forest fans are amazing, and I hope soon that I can go and have dinner and walk through the city and know more about the history of the city, all these things. I'm looking forward to do it.
When you arrived here, you said you knew you had an idea about the size of the club, but having experienced the home support now and what it's like here at the City Ground, what's your view of how big this place is and the potential at Nottingham Forest?
It's a big club with amazing history. You feel it that you are in a great club, and we are here to try and help, to try and achieve the best that we can, and I'm very honoured and pleased to be here.
The FA Cup, growing up in the 90s as I was, it was just such a magical competition. Do you feel that as a manager, are you excited about being in the FA Cup? I know you achieved getting to a semi-final, so what's your view on the FA Cup?
To try as go as far as we can, to give everything. Sunday's game it's like a final. Each game in the FA Cup is a final that you have to win. And let's see what the future gives us. But we want to do it all.
I guess everyone will talk about the Premier League. The Premier League, Forest have to stay up. But for you, you're saying this is still a big competition. You still value the FA Cup.
Every game. I think it's inside our philosophy. We look at the games to do everything that we can to play well and compete well, no matter what competition. But I must admit that the FA Cup means a lot.
Unfortunately, the city is nearly underwater. You can see the Trent's high. I know this is not a football matter, but I just wondered if you'd struggled to get to training because the roads closed.
Yeah, we had yesterday. But the guys find a way out, a shortcut. So everybody was on time.
And as far as you're concerned, there's no question that the flooding could affect the game this weekend.
Sorry, the
flooding could affect the game.
No, for sure, no. We have a fantastic groundsman that's going to take care of it for sure.
Just a quick one back on football. Kirsty mentioned AFCON, the availability of players. Does that give you any issues, perhaps in defence at all, do you think?
Sorry, I didn't get quite the message, sorry.
With 6 players going to the African Cup of Nations, what impact does that have on squad availability?
It has a big impact because there are players that were here and are important for us. But like I said to us, we have to find solutions. We knew that we're going to find this scenario when we came. At the same time, we're starting preparing what we feel that can help. And we'll find solutions. Unfortunately, we have a couple of injury issues that we cannot overcome, but Sunday we're going to be ready. We're going to be ready as a team and as a squad.
Now, forgive the transfer talk. I know Kirsty's obviously asked you a couple of questions, but from our point of view, we cover Nottingham Forest and Leicester City, and Joe Worrell, your captain, has been linked with Leicester City. Are you a fan of Joe? Do you see him as part of your plans, and is there anything you can tell us about that?
So, look, all the players involved are important for us because honestly, it doesn't matter if you participate in the game or you are in the bench, but all the players are important. From now on, we're going to start making decisions. Joe is the club captain. Since day one, I recognize and I have the respect for what he's done before, but now he has to prove himself. You will have a chance to play. So after that, we'll see.
And just finally, how have the players responded to you? If you've been pleased with what you've had from them on the training pitch, the atmosphere must have been brilliant around here this week after the win at the weekend against Manchester United.
I'm very pleased, basically because something that we cannot ask, they already give us, is the commitment. They train well, they prepare well, they are focused. Now it's up to us to find the right players and put them together. But I'm very, very thankful to them because since day one, they not even in a moment didn't give to us. Every moment, every player give everything. That's the spirit that we have. I'm very, very pleased with that.
Brilliant. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you.
Jake, please.
Hi, Nuno.
Hello.
Hope you're well. Just to follow up on that, of course, it's been quite a whirlwind since you came and took charge at Nottingham Forest, but you've had a clear week this week to work hard with the players on the training pitch. How has that been, and what have you been working on in that time?
It's been good. It's a good moment after the schedule that we had to have a little bit of break, especially give time to players. Some of those players play 3 times 90 in a short period of time. They need time to recover. But it's been a good week for us. It's a moment to prepare ourselves, to try and be better in the issues that we've seen in the previous matches, to improve. At the same time, try new things. And this Sunday game is going to be a good moment again to test ourselves.
And you mentioned about some players unavailable through injury. Is there any new injury news, or which players are unavailable?
So we have Anthony, as you know, that happened in the last game, important absence for us. Felipe, Tayo, let's see how Divock is recovering. And there are too many already.
Sure. And just one more on transfers. You've said that you're still making decisions on the players that are here. Do you have an idea of any positions that you would like to strengthen? Do you have that in your mind?
Yes, I have.
And then looking to the game against Blackpool, what are you expecting from them, and what will you need to do well to progress to the 4th round?
We have to compete well. Blackpool is a good team. We analyze it's a good team, backfire, organized, players with quality in front, Rhodes, all the players that we know. So huge respect, and we're going to prepare the game exactly like we did the previous one, with all the details that we can give to the players, because it's going to be tough, and we have to solve it. We have to go for the game and leave no doubts that we want to win it. We want to win it and progress.
And just finally, it's already been mentioned, of course, that you've been to an FA Cup semi-final, had a number of cup runs in the past. From your experience, what can a cup run do for a side?
It's huge, because we have the feeling that every time that you play the final, it's something that you have to achieve to progress, and just looking to the possibility of be in Wembley give us great motivation, not only to us, to the fans, to the club. It's huge. So what we can do, win Sunday, recover, and look forward for the next one. But first of all, we have to focus on Blackpool, and this is what we are doing now. I'm talking to you thinking about Wembley, but the message cannot be that, you understand? We have to Sunday, Blackpool, nothing else.